Hello and welcome back to another episode. This is episode 8, which is actually quite interesting because it means it is the longest running series on my channel. Now, you'll only be able to see this one, but 10 years ago, well, over 10 years ago now, in 2013, I made a Minecraft series. That was 6 episodes long, but I did also do a Nerf series called Modulus Week, where I reviewed all of the different bits of the Nerf Modulus Blaster when it came out over a week. So that was 7 episodes. Today marks our 8th. So we are currently witnessing the glory days of the Short09 YouTube channel. We are living in the moment. So what are we doing today? Today we're getting this thing partially functional. I don't think we're going to get all the way functional because there is a lot of stuff to do with it. What I have done is I've extended the floor a little bit to go over our next bit of planning for it. So here, or on the other side, I'm not sure which, but we're going to have a few little utility bits and bobs. So for example, just a box crafter, our crafting system, and an automatic firework dispenser as well. Just all things that will improve the quality of life so I can come here, sort out the business, and then go on my way. The other thing we need to add in as well is our overflow storage for our raw materials. Let's head into that testing world that I'm so famous for. Spin transition, will we nail it this time? Woo! And the spin transition works this time because I've done it immediately after. So we are here in the testing world. We don't need to go over what it is again. So this thing here, this is the crafting tree. All of the materials that we're crafting, all of the materials that we start with. It's a little bit sore on the eyes, especially using that magenta glazed terracotta, but those arrows are actually really helpful for this. So anything with a diorite background is the raw material input. Anything with the polished tuff background is what we are then storing and crafting. It's going to take a little bit of while to get around this, so if we come up over here, you can see the redstone, then goes into the redstone dust and the redstone block, and then it also goes into a few more components around here, including rails, which then require the sticks, tripwire hooks, which require planks, which then are planks can then go into all of these things. Needs a few more things over here. I've added in our fireworks and our shulker boxes for our quality of life ones. You've got the copper bulb down here, along with a few more of those wood components down on here. You've got a lot of the single-use things, except for the decorated pots there. The sculk stuff on this side of the board. Iron kind of in the middle, doing some rails and some hoppers and other good stuff. Coming up here, the quartz, got quite a long line here. Here the daylight sensors, observers, comparators. You've got its own little thing for the deep slate. Honey, slime into pistons. This bit here is an absolute mess, but it does show planks, iron, cobble, and going all the way back over here, redstone going into the piston. It's just a lot to really look at, but I have made sense of it in my own head. What makes it very important is then what I've then sorted in these chests. So this is the priorities of stuff. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to have a round robin system where, for example, we craft up activator rails the same amount as we craft up comparators or repeaters, because of course I'm going to use comparators and repeaters more often, so they're going to have the higher priority in the queue. So I've assembled the priority system for each individual material that makes multiple things. So sugarcane's in there, but leather isn't, because sugarcane makes 2 things, leather only makes 1. So that's kind of how the priority system is laid out. So if we come into this chest, you can see the material is here at the top or in the stack. So the redstone material can make all of these things, and the priority is of course left to right, because that makes sense, unless you're a bundle, in which case let's not go into bundle politics. So the redstone dust is the highest priority, so it's just going to filter down. Once it fills up, then it'll move on to the redstone blocks. Once that fills it up, then it works its way along this queue here. I've had to make a few decisions on what I prefer. So I prefer pistons over droppers and dispensers, so they come a little bit higher, but I prefer the observer over the pistons. Just need to swap those ones around so that rails are coming before buttons and pressure plates. So the next level down is the stone, so repeater, comparator, detector rail, button, pressure plate, that's the order there. Slime balls, we're going sticky pistons, then slime blocks, nether quartz, comparator, observer, daylight detector, and then the cobblestone. Again, a lot of this is just the same thing but repeated, but because it's got that different material, we need to know which the priority is. And then the wood, shulker box, chest, crafter, note block, that comes before even the crafter, so that's going to just slot in over here, shuffle everything down one. There we go, that's not awkward at all, is it? Gold, powered rail, weight pressure plate, fairly obvious. Sugarcane, we're going fireworks, and then lecterns, and then the cobble deep slate, we want the full block, and then the half slab. Sticks, again, it's all mainly the stuff that we've seen before, and the iron as well, and that is the priority system for our crafting order. Now let's head back into the main world where we need to talk about what improvements to what we've already got that we need to make. So the witch farm's outputs, we've got the redstone, we've got gunpowder, glowstone, and the other one that we need is the sticks. So these are the 4 that we need to output. What I'm going to do is, because we're inputting the raw redstone dust, we're going to remove the crafter and just have it in a dropper. So it's just going to drop down and join a water channel that heads over to our crafting base. But I will be crafting up glowstone because we're inputting the full blocks of glowstone. So glowstone needs to be crafted. The redstone, gunpowder, and sticks are just going to be dispensed straight down and into the system. Iron, we're going to remove the crafter because we're going to be inputting just the ingots, and then they'll be crafted up into blocks in the overflow storage. So once everything of a material has been crafted up, or the queue is full and it's waiting on other materials, then it will move into the overflow system, which will then just be our bulk storage for our iron blocks. And lastly, our shulker shells then need to come in as well to the crafting system. So a few things we need to change and a lot of farms that we have to make. So a lot of things to do. We're not going to get them all done this episode, but hopefully we can get 2 of the big ones, the cobblestone and the bamboo setup. Which one are we going to want to start off with? Are we going to edit or are we going to build new? I think you will just have to find out because I'm not going to make that decision right now. Okay, so I just wanted to bring you guys in for the design process for the bamboo farm. Now, I've got a few different things from other YouTubers that we could do, but some of them might be big, some of them might be a bit too small. So I'm just playing around, trying to get the size right because it's all about what works best for me. Now, this one here is inspired by an Ilmango, a jumping minecart design, where the flying machine would come along, the minecarts would dump off all their items and then hop back up onto the flying machine. I wanted to try and make that a little bit simpler. So my plan was to just have them resting on these sweeping blades, and then the minecarts would then rest on top and pick them up. But there is one key flaw with this, and it is that the minecarts do not follow along on the blades on the return journey. So I think we would need to still do some sort of hopping design where they jump up and switch over sides. So the design process isn't always smooth, it's not always perfect. I have finished the farm. I'm not particularly happy with it. I feel it's quite clunky is the only problem. But much like I thought I would do, it was basically just a load of procrastination. If I was doing this project on my own, without filming it, I would have procrastinated this whole episode. So as you can see, everything's working here. Everything's working absolutely fine, and it all just recycles and it goes off at this hopper clock. I think I'm just going to go and build this one, you know. All that time wasted designing your own farm and then just going with something someone else has put out. But so be it. Let's put this in the world. So here it is, built in our world here, the bamboo farm. It has taken me quite a while to do, and it is all here. We have not started off just yet. We're going to save that for in a second. So the next step that we've got to do to avoid this from breaking at all is adjust the spawn chunk radius. This is so it is in an area that is always being ticked, so that the flying machines won't break when going across. Of course, this bamboo is not always going to be growing. It will only be growing when I'm in the area. So if I'm off doing something else somewhere else, then this machine will still run, the flying machine will still go, but it will not break. So if we have a look at the current spawn chunks, of course they were reduced in a recent update. So we can see our ticking area is a 5x5 and the actual loaded area is inside here. So this is all fully ticked, this is empty ticked. So if we push ours back to 10, then that gets all of our area inside this ticking redstone bit here, including this little bit here that's out of this green zone here. So all of that is now loaded, which means it will not break, as I said, and I think it's about time that we kick off the farm. So what will happen is all of the crafters will fill up down the other end of stuff. So let's get on top here, flick this switch, and it should send off the flying machine. Yeah, that's all looking good. It has all of the minecarts on it. You can look from above. Lovely stuff. So let's meet our machine down this end here. Actually, no, let's turn off from here because I'm not ready to overload myself with bamboo planks just yet. So let's turn that off. Hop down here. That's me out of arrows. And then what we should find happening is that all of these crafters here are going to fill up with a load of bamboo, and then we need to get some observers in to make them craft all the time. And there's our wood supply going. So it's so satisfying watching something like this. Incredibly satisfying. So it's going to come in, it's going to dump it off. If you've never seen this farm before with the jumping minecarts tricks, it's very fun. So that goes up, minecarts drop in, all of the items drop out. They're now in the crafters, and then it's settled in. Okay, excellent. So this is going to sit here because this side isn't on either. Excellent. Let's have a look. See how much one full harvest is going to get. Ooh, that's quite a lot there. Ooh, lovely. There's a lot of bamboo there. So we are now happy with our cooking. Let's make sure that all of these crafters are sorted, because what we don't want is any other items. Stop pressing E when you're meant to be pressing W, silly man. Yeah, all of that. Perfect. Okay, so there's no extra empty items. There's going to be some on the other side, which is why I haven't sent the fly machine back from this side just yet. So we'll let all of that happen, sort all of that out, and then get the collection system so it's collecting all of our wood around here. And then next episode we can actually sort out the crafting system on top. But of course I need all of the hoppers in the world to be able to do that, and so I very much need a lot of wood. I'm walking like a chump here. Let's get some rockets to head back over this way. So that is that. The bamboo is going to be very quickly growing. This is just absolutely perfect for what we need. Maybe even a little bit too big, but always nice to be overkill, especially when we're going to need to be crafting so many chests for hoppers, shulker boxes, and just regular chests as well. There's a lot of wood supplies in our auto crafting system that are needed, including very important things like pistons and the compost. Oh, crafters. Yeah, that's quite a big one there that we need. So that's our system. That's our bamboo farm. Next up, cobblestone farm. This one's a lot smaller, so this isn't going to take nearly as long as this one. Prepare for trouble and make it double. That is two little mini cobblestone farms in and created. So we've got one here that will just pump out cobblestone and one here that will pump out cobblestone into a little furnace array which picks up bamboo planks as fuel and just hopefully spit it out. I haven't tested any of this, so this is the first time it's going to be tested. So we've got the TNT tube on the top. Let's flick our lever. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds quite good. It's still working. Another one goes. That sounds all right. Yeah, I think we're good there. Let's flip that off and collect our spoils, hopefully. Lovely, look at that. 62 cobblestone, nice. Which means the other one's also going to work as well, and they're just going to go into the furnace. So when we need our cobblestone and stone, that is another system sorted. But something that isn't sorted anymore is our bamboo farm. I logged out while I was running. I thought it would be better than this, but no, it's broken. So, dishwasher's done. Hello. But yeah, I need to rebuild the fly machines and the blades and make sure I turn it off before leaving. But we did get absolutely loads of wood now, so we are all sorted. We are ready to make a start next episode on the actual auto-crafting system. So that's all of the wood there. So that is going to go very nicely into hoppers and pistons and crafters and literally everything. This is going to take so much, and it's not all. I think we've automated everything that we need to be able to make the bits to automate the rest of the bits that it's confusing, but we've also still got a lot more farms that we need to make. So if we think back to our crafting grid, I'll get a board in here to show which farms that we still need to make. Maybe not here because it won't be permanent. But yeah, which farms we need to make. Maybe we could do something where we can see which farms are active at any time. That could be quite fun, actually. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So, we didn't finish just one farm. We didn't finish just two farms. We finished 3 farms today. And it's been quite successful. But also, the new FIFA's coming out, and I have an addiction. So, yeah, I could have had more time to spend on this, but I'm going to play FIFA all day instead. Next time, Max manually farms honey. 1, 2, 3. I should really build a farm for this. Max spends more time in creative than in the survival world. So if that goes there, and then we need the crafter for that, but then you've got there as well, and there, and also here. Right, okay. And messes around in OBS. Which one's the real mouse? Ooh. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for your support on the last couple of episodes as well. There's been a lot of views, so if you've made it this far, you've watched previous videos, you want to see the next one, make sure you hit that subscribe button because it helps us out a lot here. This is the first time I've plugged, so please do it. It would make me very happy. So next time, actually get into some auto crafting. Bosh. Not getting distracted by the new FIFA. Can't promise that. Okay, so if there isn't an episode next week, send help. I'm too sucked into EA's loophole yet again. But that has been all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.